Namaste, everyone. I'm Jeni Ji. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of my channel. I'm very grateful for every one of you that tune in. Now, make sure you click that little subscribe button down there in the corner, and please like my videos as it helps me build my channel. Now, this video today, I'm going to talk about what I'm seeing coming up in 2025. It's a huge year. I mean, every year it's bigger and bigger and bigger. There's more changes now than there has been in over 10,000 years on our planet. Like, oh my gosh, we've clearly all seen what it used to be and where we are now today. So now 2025 is going to start off a bit chaotic. However, as we get closer to the end of this year, you're going to find more of a more peaceful voyage of self-discovery even more. Some of you might even towards the end of this year go more on a spiritual pilgrimage. So really pay attention to where your soul is getting called towards, gravitating everything, because your soul has been gone through a huge change as well. Your self-discovery journey is continuous, continuous, continuous. Now we are moving into the year of the snake, the wood snake. I'm going to talk about that. We are also gravitating and moving into the universal 9 year. You are going to understand in 2025 and see more of the hard work that you went through, that you worked through, the challenges. You're going to see that paying off more so this year, 2025. I mean, some of you have seen that starting in 2024 as well, and so on. However, 2025, you're really going to be like, wow, you know, I went through all of those challenges in 2024. I didn't know if I was going to make it, and so on. You're going to get more rewards this year for that. And even in 2026, I'm not going to talk about the years to come. I can see the years to come. However, this is 2025. You're going to see a profound awakening into 2026. That's all I'm going to say. So let's start getting into more details with what I'm seeing coming up for 2025. Let's just start off with, the universal 9 year, and then I'll go more and more and more into my predictions and such. So as I mentioned, you're going to see more completion. So 2024 was a time to get a lot more things completed and so on, like bringing you to your soul's journey and destiny and so on. You're going to be healing a lot more in 2025 with this universal 9 year. Things are completing. So I would suggest, the start of this new year and such like that, what you are still struggling with, what really needs to be resolved, work on this now. Work on this right now so you can resolve these issues, because you're going to be letting a lot of things go, a lot of people go. You're going to be more drawn into more people who are authentic, more people who you can truly connect with on a soul level. You have seen that already, and as you're letting people go, it's really important to reflect back on what did you learn from that. And even when I let certain people go myself, I'm always truly grateful for them being in my life. What did I learn from that experience? And even if it didn't, work out well, or I'm letting them go, always wish them the best. That's so important. Never wish anybody any hurt or anything. I mean, like, karma takes its place. I mean, the world, we don't need more violence, do we? We don't need more wars. We don't need no negative energies. So always wish somebody the best. So there are some wars and stuff I'm going to be talking about, of course, in my predictions. So you're going to be even detoxing more of your body, your mind, your soul, your habits. If you were struggling with some like habits, if it was behaviors, if it was like addictions, if it was things where, I really got to switch my mind up to be more positive rather than being more negative. You're also going to be drawn to more humanitarian work. So you're going to be like, you know what, I really truly want to help out more people. As we can see in these so-called leaders, as I've been talking about for, forever, we're tired of the bullshit. We want to start helping each other out. How can I help you? How can I help you work through this? So let me do this for you. Oh, you know what? No worries. I have an extra $20 for you, or whatever it is. You're going to see that your heart is opening up more and more and more, especially as we get towards the end of the year. You're going to find you're going to be more compassionate, more empathetic, empathy. My goodness sakes. So, and make sure you're showing yourself kindness as well and compassion, because we all have battles of our own that we go through and so on and so on. And you can never judge anybody because you truly don't know their journey. This is a huge year of more education. You're going to be more, wanting to learn what is going on, more on a spiritual level as well. I mean, some of you, of course, you're going to be taking and learning more about what you're truly drawn towards. You could be signing up for more classes. You could be like, you know what, maybe I want to get more involved politically, maybe, whatever it is. You're going to know what that is. So whenever you're feeling pulled to, I want to learn more about this. I want to, like enhance my skills and so on. You're going to start evolving more, because what's happening in 2025, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I want to really gravitate towards that. So you're going to be more involved with more environmental causes. I'm an activist myself, animal activist, certain things. If you follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm ranting and raving about. I just go after the throat and call people out on their bullshit. I don't care who it is, so-called leaders. That's just myself. So you are going to find that you're going to want more balance, more social justice. You can see how people have been fighting for their righteousness. We, the people, are wanting to take our power back. The truth has been exposed. It's going to come out more and more. So 2024 and 2025 has also been a solar year. So for those of you, especially in 2024, who have been struggling to get pregnant, we all know why, without going into details, why, the pregnancies have gone down. It's been exposed even more. This is the year, if you do want to have a family, if you do want to have a baby or so on, to really work on fertility, because the energy will work with you. And you're going to see more and more and more, as I mentioned, like different people you just don't connect with anymore, and it could be like, wow, I used to hang around with them, or do this, or do this, or do that, or be drawn to this profile or that. That's going to start, and it has already, been showing itself more colors and so on and so on and so on and so on. So as your heart starts opening, you are going to be more balanced within your soul. If you start listening to more ego, you're not balanced within your heart and your soul. So you are going to also be drawn to more healing modalities, more natural, like Eastern. I'm more Eastern than Western myself. Of course, we need the balance with the Western doctors. I mean, if I had a heart situation, I'd be going to the Western doctor. But for those of you, with healing and so on, the Eastern medicines, natural, like acupuncture, natural herbs, essential oils, like maybe if you're drawn to get like more like Reiki or pranic healing and so on, you're going to start getting pulled more and more and more towards that as well. Right? So it's a beautiful year with the number 9. However, the snake energy, snakes can be very deceitful. You're really going to have to really pay attention to, and you will see it. You will see it. How I said you're going to be letting certain people go? You are going to see who has not been honest, very deceitful. It's like, wow, you're like, wow, you're going to witness this. Now, however, the snake energy is transformation, rebirth, shedding the old skin into the new skin. Snakes are healing. Have you ever looked at the medical, sign? There's 2 snakes there. Actually, one of my biggest clients is a known doctor down in New York. So, and I actually mentioned to them, I said, you ever notice about the 2 snakes? And, he's like, Actually, yeah. No, and then the snakes are medical for healing and all of those kinds of things. So you're going to find that you're going to be letting your old self go as you're rebirthing into your new self. So, all of those other remedies that you used to use, you might be like, you know what, I'm going to embrace more and the more Eastern energy, the more the Eastern modalities, and so on and so on. Snake energy is also very sensual. You might be bringing out more of your sexuality and your sensuality and so on. Even just to give a little insight, even like the different communities where they've been struggling on same-sex marriage. We want to get married to our partner. Yes, we're gay, and all of that. Don't worry, because all of those laws are going to be changing as well in 2025. You're going to be able to marry your person. You should be able to live your life how you want. All of that's changing as well. It's like that snake energy, that sexuality really comes out. So you're going to be doing more soul searching as well with this snake energy, transforming, but just really, pay attention to the deceitful people who are taking you for advantage, people who are walking over you, people who are trying to control and manipulate you, all of those different things are, the number one thing with me is when somebody is not honest. That can end a connection and a friendship immediately for me because I read into people. I'm a clairvoyant, a psychic medium. I see right through somebody, So when somebody's not being honest, I lose respect. And it's like, why don't you have that heart to heart conversation? I have no time for that. So you're going to see more and more of that. And this is why you're going to find that there's going to be certain people who you're going to let go of. Like what? Like, you know what I mean? So this is a huge transformational year. And with this universal 9 year, you're going to see how it's going to be bringing you into more spiritual alignment, spiritual pilgrimages and so on and so on and so on. So listen to that, that intuition of yours. Really important. So now with this solar year, as I call it, we're going to also have more disruptions with our internet, technology disruptions and such like that, because you're going to find we're going to have more solar storms, solar flares, which interrupts the internet. All of a sudden things go into craziness, as I call it. So technology, however, as well, will get affected by that. But there's going to be a lot more advancement with that. Technology is going to really enhance, itself even more. However, there's going to be certain individuals as well that are millionaires and billionaires. They're going to lose their money. They're going to lose millions of dollars. I've talked about this before, because as more truth gets exposed into who they are and what their motives were and so on, karma comes around and hits them. It really will. There's a lot of nuclear activity that's been going on under our waters. I'm just going to turn my little thing on here. It's really warm in here. My fan, right? So now this nuclear activity, I talked about this before, even last year's predictions. Have you really noticed how, sea animals or sea world is trying to get your attention? Look back. I predicted how many like shark attacks and all of these like sea animals washing up on the shores, and all of a sudden like sharks are like right there. People have been dying by shark attacks and all of this stuff. There's been more like accidents on the water and so on, and that's going to continue on because our sea life, I'm also an animal communicator. I talk to all walks of life. I just called all animals sea life or whoever animals. They're trying to get your attention of we've had enough of your bullshit with humanity. That nuclear energy that they're working on under the waters is causing our sea animals to have enough. And this is also too where things get shifted. It's like nuclear activity. What happens? It shakes up the undergrounds. Our waters start to rise. Our waters are going to start rising sea levels. You're going to have, So for those of you, I mean, I love the water. I'm an ocean person myself. I want to live by the ocean. You know, I've moved as far for those of you who know me, finally moved. But really pay attention to that because when that happens and there's nuclear activity going on under our waters, what happens? Our earth is going to shake up. Our waters are going to shake up. Boom. You know, there's going to be a huge earthquake coming this year. Please, you name it. You know, there's going to be some cyber attacks, even more and more and more travel complications. You know, and we've had assassination attempts and so on as well. There's going to be another one this year, and it's not going to be who you think it's going to be. So you're going to find that even in the month of April, you know, April, it can be a really more dangerous time even for Donald Trump. You know, so if you are watching this Trump, which I doubt very much, you know, just be a little bit more careful during that time because that month for you can be very, you know, like dangerous and such like that. You know, there's going to be another attempt at an assassination and it's going to be on somebody else. I can tell you that. You'll hear about it. You'll hear about it more. You know, even one of our leaders, so-called leaders, as I call it, you know, their health is going to really start deteriorating, and we could lose somebody here coming in the springtime more this year as well. So you're going to find that with transportation, there's going to be more issues of airports and roadways. There's going to be more, you know, like railways and so on and so on and so on, disruptions and so on. You know, so it's like, don't go into fear zone. Like, don't go into fear zone, right? You still have to live your life, right? You know, there could be some like even major, you know, like flooding and catastrophes, as I mentioned, as our waters are getting rising. You know, I'm even hearing volcano eruptions coming again as well. You know, like Brazil, I'm hearing, you know, there's going to be a lot more major conflicts coming in Europe. You know, we've all seen the different wars and so on, like, you know, and that's going to talk about more and more Middle East and such like that. And you're going to hear even in India, by the way, you know, there's going to be a lot more advancement medically in India. And this is a year also that India has to be a little bit more cautious because it's very overpopulated, that it can be really difficult to find work there. You know, there will be some issues, you know, like housing even more and so on and so on. However, you'll find in India that the technical department, you know, more IT and that's really going to expand. That's even going to expand more and more and more and more and more. You'll also find that our real estate, you know, like the housing, how insane is it? The cost of living. The reason why the cost of living is because your government, your so-called leaders, is spending all the money on stupidity. Seriously, stupidity. So what happens? The cost of living goes extremely high. More people are homeless and so on. That's because of them. That's because of them. You know, Canada, God, God forbid. You know, Trudeau's gone. Trudeau's gone. Don't even get me going on him. Don't even get me going on him. We, you know, like, oh my God, he doesn't care about anybody but himself. You know, and this is why, like, we're overly populated with immigration because he had to get more immigration coming to Canada, so they'll vote for him. And now look what's happened. Now look what's happened. It's just horrific. I mean, it's horrific everywhere. Don't get me going. Now, you're going to find that bushfires and droughts as well could be very problematic. You know, even though, you know, over in Australia and such like that, there could be a lot more droughts. So, you know, one of the really good things is there's going to be some breakthroughs medically. And it's, you know, and it's coming from over there, you know, like we have lung cancer cures that are coming. All of these cures, we could have been cured for many things. But of course, what happens? The health organizations, they want your money. They want your money. They don't want you to cure. A lot of plant medicines can help cure a lot of different things. Lung cancers and so on, you're going to find there very well could be a vaccine coming out from over in Russia. So there's a lot of things you guys are not aware of. I don't go into lots of details. I got to watch what I say here. There's going to be solar, advancements and so on. And you might even find that Elon Musk is going to get more involved with more, military situations and that, like you very well might even see like, air travel, done with EV, how the cars are electric and such like that. There's going to be air travel done electric as well coming out. So, like even in India, there's a lot of space advancement coming out over there, software development and so on. So it's all going to tie in. June, July, there's going to be a lot more secrets exposed, corruption, upheaval, and violence and stuff. So just be extra cautious, be extra careful. That's why I do my weekly Cosmic Vibes videos. They're called Cosmic Vibes, and I give you a forecast of what's happening every single day for the week. So if you subscribe to the channel, you're going to find out what's coming every single day, how to work through it, what days to do this, what days to not do that. And I'm telling you, when you work with the energies will work with you. I plan certain things during certain time frames so the energy will flow. So, there's more war threats and so on coming. And you're going to hear about more, extraterrestrials. You're going to hear about more UFOs and so on and so on. A lot of different cover-ups coming. There's a lot of energies and beings coming to the earth, even more. There always has been. And you very well might find that people are more telepathy, their energies. As you move up to a higher frequency, you're going to be connecting. Like I connect with a lot of different energies myself, and I go into different transits, and then I start writing down what I'm seeing and hearing from the spirit world, as I call it. I just say spirit because I talk literally with the Christ consciousness and so on and so on and so on. Whatever messages I'm getting coming through for me is what I will talk about. So October to December, that's the spiritual time even more so. You'll find that you are changing. And especially that's why I'm mentioning really resolve issues that you need to resolve. Continue to focus on your health. I talked about it last year. Whenever you get that calling of, maybe I should go get myself checked out. Maybe I should start that new wellness program. Maybe I should start exercising, and make sure you're drinking a lot more water, because with these solar flares, you got to take it like solar flares can disrupt, weather patterns. It can cause like volcano eruptions. It affects every single person on the planet and our animals as well. So during these solar flares, it knocks out internet. It causes like electronical disruptions. Internet goes down, all of these things. And this is why technology this year is also going to be taking a step up even more and more and more and more and more. You'll find that the economy is going to start changing even more so in the US, for the better as the year goes on and so on and so on as well. There's going to be a lot more exposure, as I call it, surprise, surprise. And it's really important to kind of go more with the flow. Like, there's people that can stop you right there. It's like, what, these are my dreams, these are my goals. I'm so excited about it. I would highly, highly, highly stress the point of to keep that to yourself. People ask me, Jeni, what are you working on? What goals are you working on, or what projects are you working on? I'm like, what? Just stuff. I don't go into detail what I'm doing at all. It's like I continue to work on my stuff. I set myself short-term goals, long-term goals, and I work towards it. I actually like did 4 huge long-term goals last year in 2024. And I'm like, wow, I didn't see that. But when you start taking time out for you, turning off the noise of the world, focusing on yourself, you're going to see how you are transcending forward in quantum leaps. You are going to start even setting more boundaries. It's like when I set boundaries, Like I normally get slammed so many messages a day from everybody. Ask me, Jenny, what do you see for this, and that? It's like, if you want to know what I'm seeing for you, book a reading with me. Soulworkwithjenny.com. Go to my website. There you go. So I have to set boundaries. I truly do. So it's like, you know what? You got to appreciate my time. You're draining my. I just want to ask you one thing, Jenny. One thing. Do you know how many people I get per day sending me messages like that nonstop? Seriously. I'm 100% self-employed, for goodness sakes. So, Jenny, I'm just so off balance. And you will find this year that, yeah, of course, there'll be different times that you're going to feel off. You're going to feel off kilt. As, like we hear more and more about the wars and the nuclears and like more explosions and all of this kind of crap, as I call it, people can get ungrounded really fast. And this is when I'm like, you know what? This is really important to turn your phone off or on mute. Take time out for you by setting boundaries. Do things for you. One of the ways, there's so many different ways that you can get yourself back grounded. Go hug a tree. Seriously. How many of you hug the tree? Hug a tree. The trees have their own heartbeat and energy to it. Go walk outside in Mother Nature. Go for a walk or a hike in Mother Nature. However, don't go swimming alone, because as the waters are rising, and not just that, the nuclear activity that are going on under the water that they don't talk about. I got this energy and message from our sea life. I'm an animal communicator as well, so I get messages from them. So if you go swimming, make sure you're with somebody. Yeah, but it's just a little. It doesn't matter if it's just a little this or just a little that. Where I'm living, I have an indoor pool, right? So, it's just like, yes, I know how to swim and everything like that. However, go on your own comfort zone, because you got to remember the year of the snake, as I mentioned, a lot of deceitful people, a lot of deceit is being shown even more in our so-called government and our so-called health world and so-called this, and that. You're going to be like, oh my God. That there's more mental illness than there ever has been before, because so much truth has been exposed. And people are like, I can't believe I put my trust into the government and the health world. We're seeing reality and the truth. So that causes a lot of pain, a lot of emotional, mental anxiety. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. So that's why there's a lot of people that are going through a huge transformation in the year of the snake as well. You're transcending, you're working on your soul, you're working on yourself, you're letting go. And it's, you're going to be healing a lot more, like even past trauma wounds, traumatic wounds, ancestral wounds, and so on. And whenever you get triggered, like anybody can get triggered at any given time, especially when you had different traumatic events. And, we've all had traumatic events. I work with a lot of suicides and such. And, even people in the military, I work with them and so on, to try to help them bring back peace and so on. So when you get triggered, just kind of pause, pause at that moment, take space and time for you, and just really look at, okay, what's triggering me and why? Just visualize that trigger, that pain that you went through. Just visualize putting a scar over that tissue, wherever it is. As you do that, every time you get triggered, it gives you that opportunity to truly start healing again. And not only that, your power starts coming back. Your power will come back the more you are healing and healing and healing. That's why there's, certain people that, what, I need some space. I need some time alone. I can't go near crowds, because the more sensitive you are and empathetic you are, it can be very difficult to be around a large people, like groups and so on, and crowds, and that they're like, I can't be around it. Even like, I can't handle the television or this or that. There's so many ways to heal. So even go, closer to the water, right? Because when you look at the water, like the ocean or the lake or, See where you are, see where your emotions are at. If you look at the ocean, like let's put me here and you there. So I could look at the ocean and I could be like, wow, oh God, look at those scary waves. Like, oh my God. Where the person beside me could be like, oh, the waves are beautiful. It shows you where your emotions are. And it could be a very calm lake or ocean, but it just really shows you our water is very healing. That's why empaths and sensitive people love being around the water and so on. So if you take a look at, if you guys go on holidays or walking along a beach, a lake, look at how you can calm down. Because this year, as you're working through all of these issues with the chaos, just know that you are on the right path to liberation, because you will see it, how you're going to be moving towards, you know what, I want more of a peaceful life. I can't live in the city anymore. I need to move out in the countryside. You're going to hear more people also talking about, you know what, I bought a huge plot of land. And for those of you who don't want to be in the city anymore or around certain people, you know what? I'm giving this. There's somebody who I know that is buying like a little town. They got a lot of money, mind you. And they're setting up where you can put your own house on there, little houses or RVs or tents and such like that, to find more peace. So you're going to find different communities are walking away, and humanity is walking away from these so-called leaders. We've had enough of the bullshit. We've had enough of this. More and more and more, we are seeing being exposed, like more immigration, as I had mentioned, and so on. And we know why. Like some countries are truly, yeah, we truly want to help other people and so on and so on and that. However, there's a lot more deceitfulness with that, with the so-called leaders, as I mentioned. They want them to come in, so you'll vote for them, so they'll stay right there in leadership. So there's motive with that. There's motive with that. So stay in your own truth, walk in your own truth. I mean, still work towards your goals, no matter what it is. I've had different people say, don't move there. Don't do this. Oh my God, this is going to happen. That can put the fear of God right into you. There's going to be a lot more tension around the Middle East and Asia and US and China and Russia, especially, and so on. Like all of these big threats are happening and are going to continue to go on and go on and go on. However, where are you? What are you creating for yourself? There's more people that are going to be like, do you want to get together? No, I need some space and time for myself. Or, hey, are you going to be doing all of these things? No, you know what? I'm just taking that back seat right now. I need some space and time more for myself. You're going to find that more and more. Unconditional love is going to start opening up more and more. The most powerful energy of the world is love, unconditional love. Would you rather live in a world and support each other in a positive way, in a loving way? Or do you want to be on the other side and hurt other people? Like, which side do you want to be on? Because what energy you send out, it comes back to you. It comes back to you. Some of you have met your person in 2024 and are with that person now. There's certain people that prefer to be alone because they know that they have more of a mission to work on. They know that I have to be more of in service and help other people. So we all have our own journey, and you can't judge anybody. You cannot judge anybody. Like, Jeni, why haven't you found your person yet? Because I don't settle. I don't settle for just anybody, and I don't need somebody to complete me. I know how to complete myself. I get a dog. but you know what I'm saying? Like, we each have our own way of doing things. You can't judge other people at all, and you will know when you have met the right person, because you will feel it. You'll feel that calmness coming in on you. And you very well, as you go on your, spiritual journey, to, more so towards the end of the year, that's when you very well could meet your person. You could meet your person at any given time, any given time. Even when more secrets start to come out, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this person I was seeing, they're married. This person who I've been connecting with for so long, they've been in a relationship. So that's like truth coming out more and more and more and more and more, right? You know? So it's really, really important to stay true to who you are. So, I didn't want to go on with a 2-hour video about, my visions and so on and so on and so on. So just be kind of more mindful. I would subscribe to my channel and really watch my Cosmic Vibes videos, because there's going to be a lot more explosions in the world as well. And I'll tell you certain times, when is a good time to travel, when is a good time to not travel, the housing market, the prices are going to start to come down as well. So for those of you who are paying stupid amount of rents or mortgages and such, that's going to come down. That's going to start to balance out as well, you guys, so just try to hang in there as best as you can. And please, like my channel, let me know what you guys like to see and so on. You can follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins. I'm literally all over. You could book a reading with me, soulworkwithjenny.com, if you want to get more of like a one-on-one reading, what your insights are, what I see coming up specifically for you as I read into your level of consciousness to see where you are and expand and give you a lot more insights and so on and so on. So make sure you let go of grudges, you guys. If somebody approaches you, they want to apologize, make sure that you're like, okay, you know what? The only reason I'm apologizing or I'm forgiving you is just so I can move on. I'm not agreeing to saying that what you did to me was okay, because no, it was not okay. It was not okay with what you did or said or whatever it was, but I'm letting you go because I want to move towards the path of peace and let that go. I'm not hanging on to any grudges or anger, because when you hang on to anger and grudges and that, it affects your body. It affects your whole entire body, like your bones, just to give you an example, can go to arthritis when you're holding on to anger. So just as an example, right? I'm not going to go into all details about the body parts, what it represents. We're talking about 2025, for goodness sakes here. So just embrace 2025, you guys. Just really embrace it and continue to complete what needs to still resolve itself and end at the beginning of this year. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it to resolve things now and to complete it. Don't let things drag on forever and ever. It will not work out for you in 2025. Resolve this situation now and watch out for those snakes out there. So anyways, everybody, please subscribe to my channel down there. If you want to get more video content, you'll see my weekly Cosmic Vibes videos. My team puts it up on social media for me. Follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins, and so on. And I'll follow you right back. So namaste, everyone, and happy, happy, happy New Year 2025.